Yes, 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 yes. Welcome to the Fighter Stage of Mind podcast. You know it is, man. It's the guys who speak about any fight that's happening out there, whether it's like I said before, the UFC, boxing, two guys behind in a in an alleyway rocking it out, in a pub. It doesn't matter. We'll be there to give our opinions, tell you the facts about what's really happening. And of course, it's me, the Maverick, the guy with the wild takes. I think I might have a few wild takes tonight. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But of course, I'm not here by myself. I'm joined by my brothers.
Yes, man, it's Brother Scientifik, better known to you as Silas.
The Riddler, the one and only, the fans fan.
The Peter's Putin. The Peter's Putin.
I could go on. Excuse me, ladies.
Yeah, of course.
So you're gonna have to bear with me with all the aliens today. So I'll take it lightly on you lot tonight.
Listen. The Riddler's got a little bit of a cold, so he's got an even deeper voice tonight. So you know it's about to be a madness. But of course,
some Barry White thing, isn't it?
Exactly, man. But listen, of course, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Go on our YouTube, also subscribing that as well. Well, you're listening to this on YouTube anyways, so you should be subscribing. You should be hitting that like button as well, so it helps the algorithm. But now that we've got all the pleasantries out of the way, I think actually Brother Scientifik is taking this one tonight.
Yeah, bro. Obviously the Canelo Plant thing is coming up, but I think we've pretty much covered everything that can be covered on that. The only thing we're waiting for is to see a knockout or see the result of that fight. Mm-hmm. So I thought we would talk about the next most exciting thing that's been on the timeline. And for me, it's got to be Tank and Rolly. Javonte Davis and Roland Romero, if I'm not sure, the guy with the irritating voice. But he talks a good game, though. I'll give it to him. But listen, that fight seems like it's up in the air now. Apparently, there's some allegations of sexual assault on Rolly. Bit of a mad one, a bit unfortunate because, we want to see what's happening. But I guess, do you guys think is that, if it does get pulled, which it does look like it's about to happen, is that the best course of action at this stage? Well, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'll go first. And like I said, it's a bit of a wild take one. Listen, I get the point behind pulling it because obviously it's a serious allegation and everything, and you don't want to put money into this guy's pocket, right? But at the same time, I kind of want to see, sometimes you want to root against the bad guy. And I think this fight, and with what Tank said, let me smash his face, this has been the perfect way to sort of, the just desserts, if he's done what he's done, right? I mean, everything is still speculation. So, in a weird sort of way, I want to see him in the ring, and I want to see Tank absolutely unload an uppercut to him, and also he doesn't get any of his purse. That would be the right course of action for me. I know that's a perfect world, but that wouldn't happen. Mm-hmm. But also I can see now, nowadays why they want to pull out the fight.
That's an interesting one. Still, I didn't see you coming from that perspective, but hey.
I'd say you can't have that, man. We certainly can't have that. I mean, one, for the fighter's psyche, I don't think you're going to get the best out of Rolly with all of that, that's transpiring in the background. And second of which, yeah, I mean, as a promoter, you don't even want to touch that with a barge pole unless that's cleared up. So you can't really have that, like they're going to be endorsing it. You know what I mean? So, nah, just leave it alone and reschedule. But from a selfish perspective, yeah, you want to see it. But I always have my business mind, switched on. And from a business perspective, nah, can't do it.
Yeah, valid points on both sides. But for me, I'll just tell you, the fact of the matter is that the guy hasn't been proven guilty. Do you know what I mean? And the fact is, it's also not illegal for the fight to go on. But that being said, we do live in a world of cancel culture, and the crowd's fickle. We don't really care usually whether it's right or wrong, true or false, guilty or not guilty. All we need is a rumor to go off, and the damage will be done already. And anyone next to Rolly is catching strays as well. And I don't think Mayweather is going to allow Tank to catch a stray, even though I think the fight should go on. But you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I have to keep telling you people, I'm just a punter because I'm not. I keep repeating this. Yeah, you lot probably wonder why I keep saying this because I'm not sure everyone in here is just a punter. I think some people on the payroll. But that being said, I just want to see good fights. Especially, you know, he hasn't been proven guilty. But at the same time, there is a caveat. I would want the fight to not happen if there's a better fight available to replace it. I'll come back to that.
Listen, I definitely hear all that, right? And like I said, for me, I mean, you're right about the cancel culture thing. I mean, it feels like he's just guilty until proven innocent. I mean, I feel like I'm quoting Jay-Z and R. Kelly. I mean, I should say he should not be named. He should not be named, actually. My bad. But like I do get that point. I mean, if it feels like, you know, once someone makes an allegation like that, if like you just sort of just step away from him. So I obviously there's a wider discussion regarding if that's right or not. But like I said, look, first of all, it's not the first time we've seen people with allegations such as, you know, I mean, think about Mike Tyson, for example, right? We still wanted to see him in the ring, despite everything that supposedly happened, right? Yeah. I hope it's supposedly. I don't want to be on the wrong side and get cancelled for no reason. So, you know, but the same thing. Why don't, you know, listen, just put him in the ring. And for me, if he's guilty, one, he gets a beat down, and two, he goes to jail. I mean, it's a win-win.
You can't do that. You got to clear it up first. I mean, the difference with Tyson, a lot of people thought that he didn't commit that crime. Not only that, he actually went to jail and had to do the bird. You know, whoever wants to ride with him and believes him, believe him. After that, if you want to continue, hold on. If you want to continue to support, that's cool. Those who don't want to support him and think that he did commit the crime, you know, you've got the right to believe in what you wanted to believe in. The difference with this case with Rolly and Davis, it's a grey area, and you know, from a business standpoint, you can't back that until the dust is settled, unfortunately. And this, I mean, my second point is this. So, Silas, I mean, time and time again, you have this good catchphrase, by the way. You're just a punter.
Thank you.
Yeah. So,
copyright.
You being a punter, could you care to elaborate on what goes with that? Meaning that you don't care about a fighter's well-being, what happens in or out of the ring. You're just a punter. Providing that you get your rocks off, basically, you don't give a beep about what happens. You're just a punter, and you just want to see good fights. Is that correct? Is that what comes with the territory?
Yeah, pretty much, to be honest with you. And you know, I don't think I'm alone here. You know, I was watching an interview the other day where, you know, a guy was talking about how we pretend to be all moral and stuff. But at the end of the day, we're sitting there watching two guys beat the crap out of each other. So we're savages enjoying a blood sport. You know, I just keep it real with you. You know, but you know, that being said, though, well, I was talking about a caveat earlier. The caveat being, you know, if there's a better fight available, then you know that fight should be taken.
Yeah.
Now, Devin Haney, through Mr. Eddie Hearn, your employer, has allegedly offered himself as a replacement. Should or would Tank take the offer?
Well, just for the record, I'm not the employee here, okay? So I'm gonna answer first, right? I'm gonna say no. I think that the Devin Haney Tank thing can be something that can be built up. I think it's too early. These guys are still relatively young in the career. I mean, Tank is now a PPV star, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Starting as a PPV star. I don't think Haney's that yet. So I think that they can build Haney a little bit more, get him to that point where he starts to do pay-per-views properly, and then put both of them in the ring. Right now, he's already now got a natural rivalry with Tio with everything that happened like 2 weeks ago. So if I was Haney, I would want to pursue that avenue first rather than going down the route of Tank.
Just to quickly interject, I like the way you summarized Haney, but the fact of the matter is, or you know, what people say is that he's boring. Do you know what I mean? He's
said that.
Yeah, you're not saying that, but that's what a lot of people say. They say he's boring. Do you know what I mean? And it's ironic, and I think just to even put, you know, that into perspective, you've got the guy who's a WBC champion, yeah, wanting to challenge some guy who has nothing here at what is it, like a 4 weeks notice? That says it all.
That's fair. Riddler, what's
Riddler.
your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't believe that Mayweather and his team, his counterparts or what have you, they're not willing to step up and take that fight yet. I feel that it needs to be marinated anyway, because I don't feel that they will sell out the thing at the moment. So yeah, a couple of more fights can happen before that. But I think I don't want it to be this hot division that will turn crap, basically, and boring and stale due to the fact that, they're not going to fight each other. They do all need to get in there and fight each other. I mean, it's a hot division, like I just said, but I still feel that Mayweather is going to keep him at bay. Doesn't want to put him in there just yet. Yeah.
Like for me personally, I think that Haney must, Haney really and truly should fight him. I think that, he's more challenging than this other guy they're talking about. I don't even know who he is. He's more challenging. He's more relevant. Plus, the belt is the icing on the cake, isn't it? Really.
And we say that Tank needs to fight him as well, though. Because I keep
sorry. Let me just put that on my point. Let me just.
I'm not just saying. No, I'm sorry, Silas. I'm not just saying it's you that's actually saying it all the time. But I keep hearing this that Haney needs to fight Tank. Haney needs to fight Tank. It's a two-way street. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that would there be more money in that fight though? Like Haney, like I said, he's been accused of being a bit boring. The thing about Rolly is, he hasn't really got much going on, but he's an excellent troll. His social media game's amazing. And Tank knocks people out in a devastating fashion. So really and truly, that fight would generate money. Tank, Haney, don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't really see it happening. But what I would say though, is if that fight doesn't happen due to Tank in his side, I've got no choice but to suspect that there's some duckery going on. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, the fight must happen.
I love that. I mean, listen, if it makes money, it makes sense. Sometimes it's not about ducking. Sometimes it's just all about the right time, the right hype behind it. And yes, sometimes it goes wrong, i.e. me with a Pacquiao where, it's maybe a few years too late to in comparison to where we wanted to see it. But I just listen. If I'm Eddie Hearn, right, and I'm Al Heyman, which I'm not Al Heyman. I'm sorry, I said your name out loud. But if I
just don't say it 3 times in the mirror.
Exactly. I mean, gosh, you don't know what happened if that happened. But if I was them, I'm thinking, how can I maximize the value of these guys? And right now, I don't think the maximum value is there. Is there yet? I should say.
Well, it's interesting though, Maverick, because I also thought you were a punter, but it seems that you're also a businessman.
No. I'm a punter, but also remember this: I'm always on the side of the fighters. I wanted to make the most money as possible out of their careers. They're the ones stepping into the ring and smashing each other's faces. So don't take a meal when you can take 10.
There you have it, man. Whether you're a punter, whether you're,
Wait. I think we got one more question, no?
Yeah, that's right. Because there's a cancelled fight. There's this is another cancelled fight that's happened this year. We've had Wilder Fury 3 rescheduled, Canelo Plantsman rescheduled, White Wallin, Teofimo. What has been the cancelled fight that's upset you the most this year?
Me very quickly, AJ Fury, just because it was one for the UK, and we don't have many massive UK fights in the heavyweight division, so that for me disappointed me.
Yeah, I'd say that fight there was nothing to cancel. I mean, there was a lot of skullduggery going on behind the scenes, and a lot of people trying to force the issue, and I don't even feel that it was even 50% there in terms of a venue and everything. But nevertheless, I would go with White and Olin because it's the most fresh. And I really wanted to see where White, how he would fare against Weiland. He's an incredible fighter, I believe, and I do believe there could have been a banana peel there.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that as well. I have to quickly disagree though in terms of the AJ Fury being like a massive, something I'd be upset about because to be fair, I think a lot of goods come out of it. We've seen Usyk's clinic and we've seen Fury's demolition job, you know, and I think it's made the whole thing just so much more exciting. And to me personally, Undisputed doesn't really matter to me that much. So, you know, it's less of a thing to me. Quickly though, Spence, Pacquiao, that was a bit, you know, I was really looking forward to that, you know. Want to see where Pacquiao was at, where Spence is at. And now Pacquiao's retired and we don't get to see things like that. So, yeah, I think that's probably the biggest one for me. But, yeah, that's me done
it. Well, again, before I was rudely interrupted before.
Sorry.
I can try again and wrap it up. I think we are pushing stretch for time, but no, you know, whether you're a punter, you know, whether you're a businessman, I think all in all, you know, we have got the fighters in our hearts, want them to do well. It's just unfortunate the way the cookie crumbles at times. Another cancelled show. Nevertheless, let's hope that we'll get a replacement this side of the year as well. We've been us, Fighter State of Mind. Tune into the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.